do we balance wanting to enjoy our art practice and not care about the outcome and just have so much fun at the same time wanting to have a really nice painting at the end? It's something that I think a lot of artists think about. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips that I use in my practice. I think I have got the formula as in how to achieve this. So if you're interested, keep watching the video. I also want to let you know that my signature course, Flow In, an intuitive pathway to loose florals, is opening again for registrations next week. So if you're interested, pop your registration in the waitlist below. I'll link it in the description. Otherwise, let's keep watching the video. Hey artists, so in this video, I'm going to be painting some wildflowers in my very large 9x12 Fabriano Venezia mixed media sketchbook. It is quite smooth, a bit of hot press, and with it open, it's actually double the size, so it's about 24 × 9. And I'll be chatting to you about tips, or rather thoughts, on how to enjoy our art practice and also paint something good. As you know, a lot of us artists just struggle with being able to enjoy our art practice and love what we're painting, loving the process, not caring about the outcome, yet we still want to achieve a very beautiful outcome. And how do we balance that? Recently, in my e-newsletter and in my Patreon, I have been telling my subscribers and my Patreons how much I've been obsessed with Alyssa Liu, and she is this wonderful figure ice skater, American figure ice skater, world champion, won the Olympics and all of that. I'll link her videos in the description below, but she is the purest example of an athlete, an artist that performs with her heart. She's actually quit figure ice skating when she was 16 and then took a 2-year break and then came back, and against all odds, against all the experts who said that you can't take a break at the peak of career, she did that. But then she's come back and she's just won all the gold medals, all the medals, and you just need to watch her skate. She skates with so much freedom and passion and joy, and yet technically she's amazing as well. You know, she does all the necessary techniques that a figure ice skater needs to do, and does it also flawlessly. And that really, really inspired me to be like her, to be an artist like Alyssa. How do you do it? Obviously, it's years and years and years of training, of being really, really proficient and good at what you do, so much so that you can relax into your craft and just dance and paint and skate for the joy of it. So I'm so inspired by her. Seriously, you guys need to watch her skate, and watching her skate has brought me to tears several times. I know it's ridiculous, but I cry very easily. So anyway, that really got me to think, how do we actually enjoy and love and find the freedom in our art practice, but also end up with something good, right? So how do we strive to paint something beautiful, but release the need for it, release the control factor of wanting it to be perfect? And these are 5 things that I've come up with. Not all myself, you know, we discussed this in my Patreon live as well, and I thought I'll share them with you. So, number 1, we got to ask yourself, are you chasing realism? Because if you are a realistic painter, you love realism, it's going to be a little bit harder, I find, to be able to enjoy your process and to be accepting of the paint, of the painting that you are creating. Because ask yourself, are you trying to achieve perfect proportions, accurate petal folds, perfect shadows? If you are always striving for that all the time, you are really going to enjoy it less. So my advice is a practical way to start enjoying your process is to really change your mindset and not aim for being photorealism, because you know what, we have cameras for that. Why do you want to achieve a photorealism? Instead, you need to start appreciating things like a wonky stem, a rather flat, weird-looking flower, and a leaf that's just very strange and didn't look like a leaf. Because once I started just appreciating the weirdness in my painting and the strangeness in my leaves, then I started to actually improve them. But if you get really hung up on all this accuracy stuff at the start, when you are not even, you're not there yet, it's going to really hamper your enjoyment process. So the first one is, are you chasing realism, or are you okay with a bit of abstraction? Because for me, when I am faced with a weird petal fold that I'm not sure how to paint, I just kind of put a mark there and go, okay, I'll deal with figuring out how to do that maybe later. Right now, I just want to paint and have fun. So I don't get stopped by weird stuff, by strange folds, by weird, difficult shadows and things like that. I really kind of glaze past those things. And eventually, one day, it will kind of make sense to me when I'm ready to learn that. But in the meantime, I just really enjoy the colors and the gliding effect of my brush, that sort of thing. So that's the first one. Are you chasing realism? And maybe you should stop. Secondly, are you using your favorite supplies, especially the colors? Or do you have a weird green or a blue in your palette that you really hate, but for some reason you keep picking it up by accident? For me, this was such a true thing. So sometimes I don't have my usual palette with me and I have a different palette that has some weird colors that I don't necessarily like. But the way that I paint is really intuitive and flowy. And sometimes I just pick colors without, testing too much. And that ends up with me having a painting where I really don't like a particular color and then it ruins the whole thing. So make sure that your favorite colors, your favorite supplies are right there and your non-favorite stuff are out of the way. And this way, you can really just focus on the flow and focus on the fun painting, and the outcome is more likely to be something that you are pleased with. Same with paper. Don't bother with paper that you bought and you don't like and you're just forcing yourself to use it because you paid for it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Just give it to someone else or just use it for scrap paper, because you'll be demotivating yourself when you end up with paintings that you don't like. All right, the next tip I have, or something we want to discuss, is our environment. For me, the setting up of my environment, of where I paint, really, really makes a difference to whether I'm enjoying my painting process or not. So my table, the natural light that I have is important. My table is facing a window. It always must face a window somehow because I love natural light. I don't like a desk that's too messy. So I do need to always, clean up and have exactly what I need on my desk. And it really, really helps when I have a vase of flowers in front of me. I do realize that when I have that, when I take the effort to buy myself flowers or pick something from the garden, it really makes a difference. So what is your setup? Maybe you like to light a candle. Maybe there's some lovely music that you like to play in the background that will just aid your painting practice and painting process a lot more. So that's number 3. Set up your environment so that you really enjoy your painting. All right. The next one is really important. For me to enjoy my painting process, I need to get into flow state. So flow state is really actually why I paint in the first place. What I discovered that I love doing, why I love painting, is I get into flow state. And flow state is, I have a few videos here on my YouTube channel about flow state. You can go check it out. But it's a state where you are totally one with your task. You are one with the moment, with your paints. You're not worrying about the future or the past. You're not anywhere else. You're just there in your painting process. and you're in flow. It feels like that. You're flowing, time stands still, and it is the most amazing thing, like, and in flow state, there's really very little judgment, very little negative self-talk. Your mind quietens down because you're just focusing in the moment to moment, stroke by stroke, color, flowing, this and that. So paint with the aim to get into flow state rather than the aim to get a beautiful outcome or worrying about what the outcome is. Just let the painting evolve and let the painting emerge moment to moment. This is something that we discussed with my Patreons yesterday, and one of my Patreons said, yes, just letting the painting just emerge slowly on its own. It's such a wonderful thing to experience. And flow state is so many health benefits. So flow state. All right. And then the final one, before this painting is almost over, is to accept that not all of your art is going to be amazing, and accept that you're not going to love it all the time. Accepting where you are in your journey. Accepting that you've only been painting 6 months or 6 years or however long, and that is where you are at. Celebrating the fact that you have a whole road ahead to learn more and get better and improve. So your future is filled with so much excitement to learn, to join art groups, to get more art supplies, to spend your time on YouTube, to learn online, and just bask in the delight of having one of the most best retirement hobby ever. Accept where you are in your journey and just show up as you. I tell myself this every day, like even as a teacher and a YouTuber and blah, 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 I have doubts that I need to be better because I'm a teacher. I need to have more skills. I need to know this art theory, blah, blah, blah. I do really experience all that, but I have to remind myself constantly, I just need to show up as I am, where I'm at, be honest, be authentic, and be accepting. So that is basically tip number 5. Yes. So let me know in the comments. I'm really, really curious to know what your thoughts are in terms of wanting a desired beautiful outcome versus having a process that you love. Is it like what you can have one but you can't have the other, or what? For me, I realized that if I care less about the outcome, I'm just in a state of flow, my outcome is actually the ones that I love most. Like in all the paintings that I've made, my favorite ones are the ones where I knew I was so in flow. I knew I was just not caring so much. I was having so much fun. It was just really, really fun to paint. And this one here was exactly one of those paintings. Just playing with my brushes, playing with the strokes, playing with the color. I love putting all those little stems here and there. It's really, really fun. So my course Flow In, which is an intuitive floral course, is opening now, opening next week. So remember to get onto my wait list if you are interested in going on a deep dive journey on learning how to paint loose florals step by step. 10 hours, an immersive, real solid course, if you ask me. Check it out. In fact, I think I'll just leave you with my little course trailer, a little video that I made for my course, a little bit about me, my background, why I love flowers, and why the course may be for you. So if you're interested, just keep watching on this video. Hi, I'm Crystal, and I'm just a little bit obsessed with flowers. Flowers have always been my language. I love flowers because of this feminine beauty that they exude that I somehow really resonate with. Being a yoga teacher for over 15 years have also made me realize the parallels between painting flowers and practicing my yoga. The flow state, the mindfulness, the presence, and especially the fact that I've come away feeling so peaceful and relaxed, like I've had a holiday. When I paint loose florals, I feel like I'm coming home to myself. I feel that strong connection to who I am in the present, but at the same time, a wonderful escape. And I think you know what I mean. Over the years, I've taught hundreds of students in person and online, and through each class and each breakthrough, I have really learned what it is that each student needs to take their painting from foundation to freedom. And that's why I created this course called Flow In. Flow In is my complete step-by-step signature framework of everything that you will need to learn to paint in this loose, vibrant style of watercolor that feels free and flowing, energetic and exciting. Inside, I cover things like mindset, techniques, brushstrokes, lots of play, lots of floral studies, intuition, and how to nurture the artist inside. So if you really want to paint florals that feels light and free but yet still uniquely you, then Flow In was made for you. Come and paint with me and let's fall in love with flowers all over again. Can't wait to see you on the inside.